Pauly Shore murdered my grandfather.
Pauly Shore.
He didn't murder my grandfather. Hello, welcome to Savepoint. We're a talk show where we talk about video games.
Video game things.
And video game news, and video game stuff, and video games questions that you, the viewer, ask us.
My name is Ryan.
I'm Nick.
I'm Greg.
And for once, I did not say my last name.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
your entire name very formally.
Yeah, so if you want that information, watch any other video but this one.
Yeah, forever. Alright, so what's going on? What's going on in the world of video
Alright,
games?
so there's some hot burns being thrown.
Oh, yeah.
Recently, a developer and I think his name was James Mickelin? He's a developer for Ori and the Blind Forest.
Thomas Mahler.
Thomas Mahler was his name? Maybe that was his handle online. I don't know. But he we'll throw up the little caption here.
Oh yeah, we'll throw up his post. He posted on the forum.
But he basically, ostensibly called the PS4 Pro a
half-assed upgrade compared to the PlayStation 4. Kinda. He did use the word kinda.
Yeah,
he said easy on him.
Yeah, and basically saying Scorpio is the first actual next-gen piece of hardware. Not unlike PCs, which have always been next-gen.
I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of like comparing an apples to oranges type thing here, because I don't think that the PS4 Pro was meant to be a next-generation console, and if you know, Phil Spencer says that Project Scorpio is, then, you know, that's not really fair, because that's like comparing like a slim model to, like, you know, the next generation system. But at the same time, we
Microsoft's
really
playing a different game here. Because normally, you know, Microsoft and both of them, they're on the same page of like, oh, we're just gonna keep kind of upgrading our stuff. But Microsoft's like, no, we're jumping a system. We're going ahead one. You know, we're ahead of the curve with this shit. While you're putting your little, you know, upgraded CPU and GPU in there to get upscaled 4K. No, we're gonna make all your games compatible with everything.
Yeah, because they're saying with the Project Scorpio that you're still going to be able to play all the regular Xbox One titles, so it's not going to cause a problem, but it also will be vastly superior. But I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard for Microsoft to take these shots when the Xbox One came out and it had lesser specs.
Where are the games?
And that's the thing.
That's what I want.
That's
okay, so we're all swinging our hardware dicks all over the place. Yeah. Where's the game? What I want to be hot and bothered by games, and there's no games to make me hot.
That was one of the main reasons why I got a PS4 before I got an Xbox One. I was just like, there's just not a lot of titles to play right now. It's just like a very empty. I'm like, PS4 came out very strong with a lot of exclusive games and a lot of exclusive content. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know, they just weren't keeping up.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even Xbox came out with some strong stuff. I mean, Sunset Overdrive was pretty hype.
Yeah. I just don't think it did commercially what they wanted it to.
No, it did. But it was still a fun game. It was like Tony Hawk mixed with killing mutants with weird guns.
Tony Hawk is terrible.
Yeah.
So, as far as like the whole Project Scorpio goes, they say that it's going to have, like, there's very few specs actually released, but they're saying it's supposed to have 6 teraflops of video computing power, compared to the PS4 Pro, which is 4.2. Yeah. So that's what they're going, and they both have 8-core processors. But other than that, like, you know, anyone could say anything. There's nothing to compare.
But they give all those specifications under like certain conditions. You know what I mean? Like, these are all like very strange. It's kind of like the Switch, how it's like it has a 2.5-hour battery life up to 6.5, and it's like, well, yeah, you can get those 6 if you're not playing it. If you're letting it sit in your backpack.
And the screen isn't on.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
not too hot outside.
You know, the second they release their console, somebody's gonna like test. There's gonna be all these like weird tests where people are gonna try to hit 6 teraflops. What does that even mean for most of that? Like, that's like tech babble to make people like get their, you know, hardware boner.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just
like what can it actually
headline.
do?
Yeah.
Like show me what it actually does. And I'll care. I will care what it's supposed to be.
But here's the thing: I don't really know that. Like, I'm excited for Project Scorpio. It does sound awesome, but I also don't know who was looking for it. Like, I don't know that there was a demand there for it in the first place.
Like I said, there's no games.
You know what I mean? Like, people.
There's no
exactly.
Games.
You need to get people on Xbox to begin with. Like, and now you're trying to get them on a whole new console when you just got to Sony's price point. I don't know if that's a great idea, because what is this thing going to come out at? 450? Did they say 500?
Yeah, it's not a cheap diamond.
So I don't know. I actually really love Xbox, so we'll see. But at the same time, I don't really know if this is the right move. I really feel like they need to be working on getting the games out there that
encourage the developers.
Xbox for.
Yeah.
Dump all the money into the developers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at Poland. They just gave CD Projekt Red all that money, all those grants to research video games.
CD Projekt Red
because
is Poland.
Poland knows that that's their major export, and
So
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Alright, so what else is going on? I hear people are getting sick because of Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, there's a case of motion sickness going around. People, and not just people playing VR, people playing standard screen are getting sick. Because the game's too real. It's so real it makes you want to vomit.
But do you think it's that real? I mean, you
no,
played the
no,
game.
it's not. It's not.
Issue?
People. There's just some weird there's this thing called frame of view that sometimes if your frame of view isn't scaled right, it's not showing enough screen and your brain thinks it's supposed to be more.
Yeah.
And it causes a disconnect between your brain and you think you're supposed to be moving, but you're not.
So do you think that's a resolution issue?
Well, it's a frame of view issue, and most people find if they have the option to bump their frame of view, that's the first thing I did. I changed mine to
okay.
95. And
so you're saying there are settings in the game that can help you circumvent this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I think that would help a lot of people, but there are some people who they get motion sickness when they play those games where there's a lot of bobbing back and forth, and you're in cramped spaces, and it's hard. You know what I mean? At the game, it's tense. You feel like you're gonna vomit anyway because you just got your hand cut off.
So do you think this is a thing where they need to make it better for people who get motion sickness, or is it kind of hey, maybe this isn't for you if you get sick like that?
Well, they put all their little whatever. They warn you about it before. Yeah, they warn you about it beforehand. People who get motion sick during games, you know who you are, and it happens. And this is just unfortunately one of the games that try upping your frame of view. You know what I mean?
You don't think they need to make any changes?
Take it in short. Well, they can't. I mean, you can't tailor a game for everybody's biology. It's just how it is. You know what I mean? We don't make cars that people who autopilot's coming. They don't make quadriplegic cars. You need feet to drive. So actually, they do. They got those little handle mounts that you can do on your hands. Yeah, you can up the gas with a little lever. I am wrong. Wait, is quadriplegic the arms and the legs?
Quadriplegic is all four.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So paraplegic is when your legs. I don't know how we got in this subject whatsoever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure quad. Have you ever seen Mind Quad?
Yes, you are correct.
Mind Quad.
I forgot about Mind Quad.
Mind Quad.
Mind Quad.
Sorry, they don't make cars for
VR.
that.
So apparently Resident Evil 7 is nearly unplayable in VR for some people because of this.
Yeah, VR does make some people queasy.
And I don't know if it's going to get better, or if maybe the problem is that the experience is just getting more visceral.
If it's becoming
remove
more visceral,
your inner ear.
I want in. Because
Remove your inner
that's
ear.
just me, though.
Isn't that the idea? That's what I'm saying.
I want to feel like I'm in there. I don't want to feel like I'm half-assed this.
So, it's almost should you be congratulating them because you genuinely made people sick? I mean, look what happens in this game. Do you think this game is meant for you not to be ill? You get your hand cut off, stabbed through, stabbed through?
Yeah, it's a lot of fucked up shit.
It's called Resident Evil, not Resident Have a Good Time while collecting daisies in a field while frolicking.
I'd play that game too.
That would be nice. They should have that as intermissions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You got one stage Resident Evil, and then you have this nice cool down stage where you're just sitting on a beach drinking a pina colada.
I feel like that would just
that'd be a fun VR experience. I'd make myself my own pina colada.
I feel like that would make the game a little bit more terrifying because you're just you're all relaxed and
I gotta go back to the murder.
Now you're back into the murder.
And speaking of VR, in the latest news, Oculus versus Zenimax.
Yes, big
John
lawsuit.
Carmack comes to boil.
Yeah, now ascending to $4 billion. They want $2 billion in compensation and $2 billion in punitive damages. So that means it's they're being real personal
They don't have all this money to throw around?
I guess so. I mean, they bought how much was Oculus acquired for? $2 billion to begin with.
Something like that.
So they want the $2 billion that it was sold for because that's the money that they feel like they should have gotten.
Yeah.
And then they want $2 more billion because of you dirty jerks.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're treating it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna. I don't know. I don't know where this is gonna go.
All right,
I don't want it to be bad for Oculus.
So let me give you guys the lowdown for people who have no idea what the hell we're talking about. Basically, Oculus was this little pet project that just kind of started up, and it was a little VR thing, and people loved it, or not really loved it. It had a nice little underground like community.
Right.
And John Carmack was real big into it. And if you don't know who John Carmack is, you stop playing video games. First of all.
id Software, Doom.
Yeah.
Doom
He was one of the instrumental people in making the Doom game, along with a whole bunch of other people. But he was one of the big people, and he still, up until last year. Or was it 2014 when this all happened?
I think it was 2013. No,
2013.
No,
You're right. It was
maybe
2013. It was okay. So in 2013, he basically jumped ship in the middle of the making Doom 4, which was like their lifeblood at the moment, and jumped ship to go work for Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, and head the project of Oculus, because he went to Zenimax and all them and said, hey, give me money and let's make this thing happen. And they were like, no, let's not focus on Doom 4. You know, that's where the money is. You know, we think Oculus is going to fail, basically. So he was not happy with that. So he started to, text his good old friend Mark Zuckerberg, because we all have him added on Facebook, right? Yeah. So we all have direct access to that man. Yeah. So that's what he did. And he was like, all right, I'll give you $2 billion to come join my team. Yeah,
so basically in turn, Zenimax is saying that basically key components of what became the Oculus Rift VR platform were developed with the oversight and help of John Carmack while working for Zenimax.
They essentially stole him, is what they're saying.
Yeah,
and
he was poached.
They're really just mad because John didn't go to them with the $2 billion deal and just jumped ship and went with took it himself. Which who wouldn't?
But like you were saying, like if Zenimax wasn't giving them the attention or the funding they needed, like they needed the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to know. I am not a lawyer. I don't know anything.
I think they placed their bets and they weren't happy that their horse didn't get called. I'm just...
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a sore loser type situation where like they didn't want to put the time and money into it, and then once they found out after the fact that it had,
it's gonna be really big.
Oh shit, billions of dollars. Oh, that was ours. Remember, like we totally were like, you work for us, and
basically
your stuff is ours.
The plot of Silicon Valley. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Great show on HBO.
Pretty much.
Basically that plot.
That show was great.
But what do you think? Do you think that Zenimax is right in this situation? Do you think they technically own this?
John Carmack a scumbag.
Is John Carmack a
$2 billion?
He's not. He's a great guy, and I would shake his hand over and over again for the wonderful things he's done.
He'd spit in his face.
I would not.
Who's leaving that?
Maybe if he wanted it, I would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. $2 billion to develop something that could then be worth more billions of dollars.
You're talking about securing the
the
future of your family and everything.
Of your baby, your project. But weigh in, let us know.
Blowing hookers.
Talk to us about anything we talked about today. How you feeling about?
Send us
Is PS4 half-ass? Send us what?
Blown hookers, just like John Carmack.
Yes.
He's living the McAfee life.
Come on.
The John McAfee lifestyle.
Oh, God.
Who's wanted for murder in
like
several
this video
countries.
if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel.
And if you didn't like it,
love
our
faces.
Yes.
Because if you watch this much, you have to either really hate us, be rabidly hate us, or you love us. So.
No, I think they love us, man.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I was thinking about doing that thing where it's like you tell them to say something in the comments if they've got this far.
Yeah. Say cow pie.
Cow pie?
Yeah.
I hope that's not a porn thing. Let's not Google that.
It probably is, but like not because I said it was.
Do you think John Carmack is a scumbag? Let us know in the comments.